Even now, Lu Zhaochen also felt that something was really wrong. Otherwise, how could it be possible that there are so many big cars in the middle of this car for no reason? Moreover, looking at their posture, they simply didn't want to let them escape, so they used a parallel formation. There were traffic jams both front and rear, and the river was rolling under the bridge. If they really came straight to them, they wouldn't even have to escape. Thinking of this, he couldn't help feeling nervous, and said, "Aren't these people coming for these children? Shouldn't they? Aren't they just a bunch of orphans?" That's right. Lu Zhaochen's brother couldn't help but said, furthermore, the police didn't find it. Why did these people come? Seeing that the convoys at both ends were getting closer, Lu Zhaochen's brother could only temporarily stop the car. Everyone in the car panicked, including Jiang Ming. Jiang Ming felt a panic in his heart at this time. No one knows the situation of the orphanage better than him. If these children are lost, at most the police will come forward to find them. It is impossible for the people to have such a powerful force to find them. However, with one exception, he felt very nervous. The exception was Charlie, who hurt him miserably yesterday. In the dark, he felt that this matter seemed inseparable from Charlie. Thinking back to Charlie, he always looked unpredictable. He couldn't help but wonder, are these people sent by Charlie? Just when this Iveco stopped, countless large cars began to pack him tightly, and the 7 adults in the car couldn't help but panic. Lu Zhaochen took out a knife from his arms and said nervously, "If someone is against us, we will fight him." His sister said in horror, "There are only 7 of us, and they have dozens of drivers alone. Fighting is not their opponent." Lu Zhaochen was already obviously flustered, and said nervously, "You close the curtains of the windows at the back. If they want to come in, I will fight with them." In order to be able to transport the children more safely, thick curtains have been hung on the windows of the rear rows. Looking in from the outside, they can't see the situation inside, let alone the unconscious children inside. Several people, including Jiang Ming, hurriedly drew the curtains tightly. Lu Zhaochen said to his 2 elder brothers and Jiang Ming, "Hurry up and get all the knives out. Now the car is definitely not going out, you can only rely on yourself." When he started doing it early this morning, Lu Zhaochen gave each of them a knife. He thought it was just to strengthen the courage, but he didn't expect to use it now. Jiang Ming was very panicked. He is very different from Lu Zhaochen. Lu Zhaochen has been doing the job of licking blood on the tip of a knife all the year round, otherwise he would not be chopped off his right hand. But Jiang Ming is just a liar. Every day at Harley Joe's company, he cheats those old men and old ladies who are eager to manage money and make money. If he really wants to use a knife to fight with others, he simply doesn't have the guts. At this moment, he took the knife out tremblingly, and asked nervously, "Zhaochen, did you offend someone?" Lu Zhaochen said desperately, "I also want to ask if you have offended people." At this time, Lu Zhaochen's brother said nervously, "Look at these big cars, they only surrounded us, but no one came down to say something, and I didn't understand what they are doing." Lu Zhaochen thought for a while, opened the window of the co-pilot, and shouted to the outside, "Who are you? What are you going to do?" No one responded outside the car. Lu Zhaochen's heart was extremely nervous. With so many cars surrounding him, this group of people didn't even have a word, which made people feel strange and terrifying. At this moment, the sound of a helicopter roaring from outside suddenly came. Because the movement of the helicopter was too loud, and the sound was too recognizable, the entire vehicle became more panicked. Jiang Ming panicked and asked, "What's the matter? How come there are helicopters? Who are these people?" Lu Zhaochen's father drew a gap in the curtain and looked up to the sky, and immediately saw several helicopters lined up. He was so scared that he said, "There are several helicopters in the sky. Even if the police arrest people, they don't know how to use helicopters. Are we offending some big people?" As they were talking, everyone heard the sound of the helicopter, and it was already overhead. Charlie was sitting in one of the helicopters, looking down at the scene on the bridge. The entire bridge has been broken by large vehicles. In the middle of the bridge, a dozen large vehicles surrounded the Iveco. Traffickers and children are in this car. Isaac said to Charlie, Mr. Wade, many of my people are from Special Forces. Some of them have a way to kill all these people. Charlie said coldly. Don't be anxious to kill, keep them alive. Good. Isaac said, then I will let them control these bastards first. Charlie nodded and said, do it now. Isaac immediately gave an order, and one of the helicopters descended and hovered on top of the Iveco. Immediately after 4 ropes were thrown on both sides of the helicopter, 4 former Special Forces in black immediately descended from the ropes. They were very professional. They were hung on the 4 corners of the Iveco car roof. Then they took out the portable cutting machine and started cutting the iron sheet of the car roof at the fastest speed. This white Iveco itself is not a special vehicle. The iron sheet on the roof is very easy to cut. In the blink of an eye, the entire roof was cut off. The people in the car were already shocked. They looked at the roof of the car, which was gradually cut open. There was no good way at all. At this time, the helicopter hovering over their heads began to slowly rise, and the 4 former Special Forces each used a special suction cup to firmly hold the 4 corners of the roof. With the ascent of the helicopter, this Iveco was uncovered directly.